Welcome to STARGEEKZ.
That's what Sean always does with the head.
You got to get the movements down. You got to play the part.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm not running this shit. That's as far as I go.
Well, I mean, you started it, so. But yeah, welcome to STARGEEKZ. The talent, doesn't ever show up on time, so we'll wait for him to jump right in. But this is Lil.
This is Steve.
And this is Ed.
And so
as we patiently await Sean's arrival, like you said, the talent is always, we are at the will of the talent.
Yeah, you know what?
Well,
yeah, now we get a text that he's running a little late, so whatever.
6:02.
What's up, Fernando? What's up, Taylor?
I like Taylor's here. Steve. You're like Newman. You're like Taylor's Newman.
Like, right? Like, what the hell did I do?
You're always shitting on DC. You're shitting on everything he likes. This guy. What did I do? You're always poo-pooing DC. Big up in shockingly big up in Marvel.
Yeah, we. I know.
I'm sure Star Wars acted. He's tearing up. The last episode of.
And I know he's not here to defend himself yet, but I already told him. I'm like, we had it on the show a couple weeks ago. He builds up the expectation. He puts that last episode in his head as what he expects, and when they don't give him what he's looking for,
because they did it. Because they did it in Mandalorian. That's why. Because they did it on Mandalorian.
I mean, yeah, but
he's on the feed.
This guy's talking to his own show. If you got time to watch and comment, my dude.
That's
man. What's up?
hilarious.
What's up, Flex?
Flex.
It's it's everything. We always do that to ourselves, right? Like we get into it's just like we talked about with the movies, right? Like every movie we see, we have all these super extreme expectations, and it's like, if it's good, it's good. Just because like Luke Skywalker didn't come down out of the sky and just take everybody out, or the villain wasn't something, but we'll talk about it when we get to the Skeleton Crew stuff. But
is that one of the cons of weekly release versus a all-in-one? Because if you do that, you're going to binge it. You're going to go all the way through. So you don't really get the time to build up expectations versus the weekly drop. You watch, you speculate, you kind of connect the dots.
I think you're right. I think you're onto something there, right? Like the more time you have to speculate and think about what could be, the more time you have to set yourself up for failure.
Damn, Fernando still hates Win.
Well, Win was extra fucking screechy in this finale. Like everything he said was like Disney Channel acting level, like, and I mean like bad shit, like Bizarre shit. You know what I mean? Like all that
I
shit.
thought he was fine.
Yeah. But like, if it was released all at once, I think it might have been better if it was released all at once. I think especially Skeleton Crew to binge all of that as like a 3-hour movie would have been great.
Yeah, I could see it like as a TV miniseries, like back in the day where it was like 2 nights at 2 hours a clip or 2.5 hours a clip, kind of like it, was back in the day. That would have
been great. That would have been great.
Like you get to that middle, I don't know what episode I'm trying to think of, but like episode 4 or 5, and then you got that. So it's back-to-back nights. So you don't have kind of all that time. But I mean, that's the TV we grew up on anyway. We always grew up on weekly shows where we had to wait. So I don't know, it's just interesting. It's interesting.
Oh, we got one rating on the finale already in the comments.
Ooh,
trash.
I disagree, but we'll talk about it when we get to the review of that. What's up, Zombie? So I know you got news, but any other Star Wars things pop up this week?
No, I have a couple things. I mean, as usual with this show being such buzz, it dominates the news cycle whenever an episode drops. So, and of course now, since we are 24 hours away from the release of the final episode, now all of a sudden the entire thing is episode 2. What's going to happen? Is it going to happen? Was it successful enough? I mean, they don't even give
season 2.
Yeah, season 2. They don't even give it time to breathe.
True.
It's there
But that's the thing. That's the new wanted, instant satisfaction, right? Like literally our fandom and how we do things now is fucking ramen noodles.
There it is.
We're not starting this over again.
I'm moving us all around. There you go.
Look, man, I got training. Listen, Zoe has to go through training, so I'll be late. So
I got your moves down. Look at that.
Yeah,
Ready?
He did that
2,
already.
3, go.
I gotta go the other way.
I gotta be careful because it's like I'm doing a or some shit.
No, that looks like what I'm doing. That looks like what I'm doing. That does not look like what you're doing.
First order.
I don't know.
Oh, thinking of what you're referencing your hand motion to. Again, I surf the net for all kinds of Star Wars stuff all week. I mean, it's just part of the feed that I'm given. They actually saw a little tiny video clip of The Force Awakens when General Hux is addressing all of the First Order troops, but it's in the German dub. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. That's bad. I've seen that.
I'd never seen that before. I'm like, wow, this is like World War II propaganda right here.
Yeah.
Which it was based on, right? All this stuff.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about Skeleton Crew as well, because there is some very big themes going on with this episode in this series about Atten and everything. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, it's very interesting with how they told the story. Looking at it. We'll wait. Ed's news, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we still have to do news, toys, all that good
stuff. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Whatever. I know everybody's already said it. I'm about to get into this little final episode of season finale of
You're late. You already said all this.
I know. I'm just trying to make my mark. All right. Listen.
It's so giggle inducing, and I bet you there's probably people out there that are so fucking irritated with that. They're like, it's not funny, but it's really funny for me.
It is played up
every time.
Is that just on my screen that it's blue?
It's not blue on us.
Yeah, not blue on us.
Okay, as long as it looks good for you and everybody else. So this is one of the rumors, which I could see there being some truth behind this, that the Dave Filoni's crossover movie. So we're getting Mando and Grogu, but depending on how it is received and how profitable it is whether or not he's going to get green light for the crossover, basically kind of the Avengers version of Star Wars as they bring all the characters together. But then they say that, okay, well, if it's not successful and it's not a movie, then it might just become an episodic Disney Plus show. If you're giving us the content, I'll take it either way. I mean,
not 30 fucking minutes.
Well,
30 minutes a week apart.
You know, it won't be 30, but still, it's just, and again, this is just how they love to talk about this.
Judging off that little bit of the trailer that we snuck a peek at when they released it at, was it not Star Wars Celebration, but what, D23? That movie's going to make all the money. They released that trailer wide with them fucking with the goddamn coming down the cliff with the AT-ATs or the ATSTs. Come on, bro. No way.
So Ed, you got more news. Money. You got more news on the Mandalorian, right?
Oh,
did you get the rumor that they're supposed to be trying to save Jabba's son throughout the movie?
Well, I know we talked about that Rod of the Hutt was one of the casted characters, but I haven't seen anything as far as any storylines. And I don't normally look for those because I don't want to spoil myself. I know you guys, if they gave you the script, I know you would read it.
Oh, of course. So apparently through the grapevine, they're supposed to be being hunted down by what the hell is the bounty hunter? What the hell is his damn name? I'm about to give you 2 seconds. I'm sorry, this is really bad.
So they're just rehashing that Clone Wars movie.
Yeah, apparently a little
lines to save.
No.
Yeah,
now an older
Embo. Yes, thank you, Embo.
Yep.
So apparently they're gonna be hunted down by Embo, which I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm looking at it now, like apparently that's a rumor. I don't know how I feel about that.
Hasn't even started filming yet. I don't believe any rumors yet.
Yeah,
no,
pretty.
If you're giving me Embo, I want to see him go down the ski slope on his helmet.
The movie is set to feature him attempting to track down and kill and kidnap the Rhoda. Din and Jaren, meanwhile, have reportedly been hired to rescue him, revealing the movie's main conflict. Harlow seems confident that Embo is the main baddie in the Mandalorian Grogu, and confirms that Dave Filoni will once again lend his voice to the villain. I don't know. I mean, it's a rumor.
So
again.
Filoni just wants to be the villain of his own movie.
Yeah.
What?
I'm fine rolling in some of the.
That's not
true. Neil is an apprentice. Or is that it?
Yes.
Neil.
Could you imagine Dark Lord Neil? I am Darth Neil.
Apparently that's a rumor, but again, it's all a rumor. We don't know yet. I mean, I don't know. I would say that Embo would probably be the main baddie in this, but who knows?
Yeah,
just be a hut trying to track down, trying to get the baby, Grogu, the child. So I was gonna
say, and if Rod of the Hutt is getting kidnapped, then I think he's just a victim because he keeps getting kidnapped every time.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be the main bad guy. I think that's, but I don't know. Again, it hasn't even started filming yet. Like Alo said, who knows?
I'm gonna say that Rada set up his own kidnapping. It's gonna be more of a plot twist.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Now, here's another rumor, which I am super excited if this one comes to fruition, and that is for Ahsoka season 2. That not only is Ariana Greenblatt to reprise her role as a young Ahsoka, but Ewan McGregor will reprise his role as Obi-Wan for Clone Wars flashbacks.
I hope they are so fucking good. Like,
finally getting Obi-Wan in the armor like that. Come on.
That would, yes. So looking forward to that. I want this one to definitely be true.
It's got to be a longer sequence, though. Like, I would hope it would be like a longer episode.
Imagine they did a whole episode. A whole episode.
I would say you give me a couple whole episodes. Flashback.
What?
And they're like, oh, this just gave us an idea. We're actually just going to we're going to do a live action version of Clone Wars. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean they're stuck on that planet, so all they're going to do is it's going to be
tell stories.
She's going to be telling the story to Sabine of this. And then it's just going to flashback. It's going to be the whole episode. And then the end is going to be like, and then, we did this. Or then this is why.
What was the episode where she fought Darth Maul? What was that episode? Imagine.
That was the last season of Clone Wars.
Imagine if imagine if she's like tells the story and she starts it off. She's like, well, there was one time a Mandalore fought Darth Maul, and it's like, does this flashback? You're like, oh my god.
Flashback with Ray Park.
Oh, wait.
I'm building the anticipation for you too much. See?
Yeah. And this is the reason why we don't like some shows and episodes, because we build them in our head.
So let me ask you a question, because last night I jumped on Spice Runners Lounge last night, and I jumped on with them to talk about the last episode because they were doing a live watch. But they also said something about having, like, they should really kind of go forward having a committee, like with Star Wars movies, instead of like just having them sit around and like just, okay, well, this person's gonna do, like, it should be I'm not saying a fan committee, but they should really have like real Star Wars fans, like really kind of what would work, what would not work, like what works, what do you guys think? Like, it's so weird though, because I know Marvel used to do, then they used to do like a whole retreat a little, like then they used to go like to do
but not with fans, not with random fans.
I mean, not with certain fans, but like people who really know.
Kevin Feige
like,
would get their people together and they would go out and, like talk about storyboard and do a committee. But I mean, not just like,
not just
hey,
fans, but like people who know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Not like, it would be nice. Like, I mean, they kind of like sitting around, like everybody just kind of like, oh yeah, this is what we want to do. Like, I would think they would want to do that for Star Wars, because
nope. I think that's a dumb idea.
Why not though? They did it with Marvel.
Why? Because everyone has a different opinion of what Star Wars is to them, right? And if you start going by story by committee, you have a convoluted story and who's going to put it together. Then you have the writer who's got to take all these ideas from all these randoms, and now let's put this story together. And all of a sudden, what Sean wanted. No, that's not Star Wars to me. I can care less about that.
But my problem is it's not working.
Like, how is it not working?
I mean, it's
making them money. It's working for them.
I mean, yeah. Again, granted, yes, it is making them money, but they also
it's a business. On a business perspective, they're doing just fine.
Exactly.
Are you just being sour because of this last episode?
No. I'm really like, because it's like. I was saying last night, like, it's like they need to tell a better story. They need to, I think they need to stop focusing on what was, and they need to focus on what can be. And they need to really bring out new heroes, new villains to open up a whole new Star Wars, so that they don't have to keep going back to this goddamn Skywalker saga. It seems like they cannot get away from it. And I think
aren't we in that right now? I mean,
we're still in the Skywalker saga. Still.
Well, we're in the Skywalker time era, but at least,
right.
I mean, the Mandalorian gave us all new characters and villains. I mean, we did get a surprise drop in from Luke Skywalker, which was kind of a nice little.
We still got. Right, but it
was one of the. Yeah, but it was one of the best episodes out there. So to sprinkle it in, I mean. Skeleton Crew was a completely new group of individuals and everything. I mean, you had one carryover character from that. I mean, Ahsoka's.
I'll talk about that during Skeleton Crew review. But like, to me, like, I think moving forward, I think there just needs to be a new timeline. Like, they really need to separate themselves from all this. Like, they may have to jump. Because if the next movie is going to be what, Mandalorian, whatever. Then there's a Rey movie. Apparently, like, I think we just need to move forward from that, because they keep seeming like they're trying to distance themselves from it. So just move past it and just work on a whole new timeline, so that way we can move forward. And then we ain't got to worry about none of this shit in the past. Like, oh, well, that's not what they did then. Like, no. We're just moving forward. We're gonna push it forward.
They're doing the opposite. James Mangold is going back to the origins of the Force. So you're going back to the beginning.
See, but that's. And this is where I think they would have trouble if they did this in a committee, because especially for us, our favorite Star Wars is the original trilogy timeline. So if you aren't talking about or within that timeline and those ships and that feel, then all of those fans are like, oh, this isn't Star Wars. You're not in my timeline. So it's hard for them to find that sweet spot. They tried to do it and move into the sequel trilogy, but that didn't go as well as hoped, and it still started tying right back into the Skywalker piece, because then they tried to retcon it and fix it. But so
I think we need to time jump. I think we need to push maybe 100 years after everything, and then start a whole new like legacy. Like I think that's what they need. Like I think we're still telling the same story. You know, the next one was with Ray, and I think we should need to probably move away from it unless it's really good. Granted, it could be fucking great, but you know, I don't know. I think we need to just tell a new story with Star Wars. It sucks, but like I think that's where we got to move forward. You know, it seems like it's all there. It's just like they don't want to push forward. They have everything they need. I don't know. It's just weird.
Because pushing forward sometimes doesn't work, and you need those member berries. Those member berries get you money. Remember this? Remember that? Remember this? Remember that? You get those make you. We're talking about how awesome it's going to be. Sean, you almost lost your shirt thinking about a flashback scene with Ray Park and a young Ahsoka fighting. That'd be great.
Oh, no, that's
playing in the past.
But we're still in the past. We're still in the
right.
saga.
Well, that's what Star Wars is.
What, the the Skywalker saga?
Basically, that timeline is what we know.
Canon right now.
I agree, but we need to get past it. Like,
but the only thing we've gotten past it was,
but just like the MCU though, but just like the MCU though, we need to move into the X-Men saga at some point. Like, that's where we're just moving. We now have
but it's all still gonna tie in. You don't think Avengers are showing up with the X-Men?
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. Probably. So.
And with that, X-Men, that's a proven thing versus giving us something completely new, which is always a risk.
Yeah.
One of the other things, so there was a lot of discussion with the future of Star Wars animated series. And if you think about it, since 2008, we have had a new animated series all the way through. You had the Clone Wars, then you had Rebels. I mean, you had that other one that got us 2 seasons, which wasn't that good. And then you went to Bad Batch. You had Tales of the Jedi and Empire kind of sprinkled in there. I don't really think Visions or Tales of the Young Jedi, while they are animated, I don't think they really fall into that because they're kind of on their own. Yeah. So that being the case, right now, there's nothing on the docket. What do you guys think that, because we get Celebration Japan this spring, it takes about a year to produce these. Is there one in the pipeline right now?
Isn't there a new Star Wars Visions coming out?
Yeah, but I don't think that really falls into line with kind of like the canonical shows that we've had so far. So I'm just wondering, what's the likelihood that there's one already in production right now that they announce at Celebration that we will get at the end of this year? And if it is, what do you think it could be, and what do you want?
Another Tales of the Jedi will probably be. And then Asajj Ventress storyline. I think.
So kind of that continuation from the Bad Batch.
Is that what you want, or is that what you think it's going to be?
I think that's what it would be. I mean, I would want that too. Like, I'm fine with. It'd be nice if they could do a what if kind of style fucking Star Wars. That'd be great. But I don't think we're getting that. So, which I don't know why they wouldn't though, because Marvel is what if. So I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
They could do. Sean, you were talking about like something new. Like, it'd be cool if they did. They could just pick up from a random Jedi when Order 66 happens, and he's able to escape, or she's able to escape, defeat whoever, and then it's just their story. What are they doing for whatever? They could do whatever. As long as it's in a really good animated style, they're pretty clear to do.
I think they'll probably continue the Bad Batch. I think
because
that story was kind of left open though a little bit. It's like,
no, it's done.
You think so?
It was a series finale.
Yeah,
they said it themselves.
They had they saw an older Omega going off on her own. I don't think they're. The Bad Batch is not the Bad Batch anymore.
Asajj Ventress, maybe?
A whole show based around her? Maybe an episode or something, but not a whole show.
I'd say a whole show, probably. Bounty Hunters.
Was open for
Bounty Hunters.
Old Republic anime.
Old Republic would be cool. I wonder if there's something that, like Bounty Hunters, like something like Suicide Squad, right? Like, but Star Wars. Like, you get a bunch of bad guys together, like Creature Commandos. You get a bunch of bad guys together to do a good thing. That could be cool.
I don't know, man. There's got to be something. Ed, what you got?
No, just when you're saying Bounty Hunters, I mean, one of the
but
coolest
isn't Mandalorian
scenes.
kind of already that?
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, like, we got that cool scene from Empire when we saw bounty hunters for the first time.
Tales of the Bounty Hunter.
Right. So you could follow those bounty hunters during the Galactic Civil War and what's going on. And so, like,
you get Bosk, you get Brutus back, you get
why
you
is
freaking Obi-Wan? Not Obi-Wan. I mean,
get out of this timeline. And now you're just putting more stuff into the timeline.
Oh, I didn't want to get out. I'm happy in my timeline.
I'm okay staying in this time. I don't need to go jumping into the future. I don't want to go jumping into the. I'm fine right here where there's lightsabers in the Force and Jedis are few and far between, and they're still mystical. I like this. This is good.
All right.
Being a Jedi means something in this timeline. Like in the prequels and shit. Look, there's so many of them. It's just whatever. You tell people you're a Jedi, they're like, who cares? Rent a cop. But now, Jedis are fucking serious shit.
We've only seen little bits and pieces, and there's always the question, like, in detail, how did the Inquisitors come to be? How did they go around and actually hunt all of the Jedi? And then how did they come to an end? You can show me all that in a long-form animated series, and I'm good.
Yeah, but we already got Inquisitors and Obi-Wan, and that didn't really...
Well, I mean, Clone Wars is the example. We got the prequel trilogy, and we saw those characters kind of, they were like, okay. When you draw them out and give me a long form story, all of a sudden the clone troopers, Rex, they are much more fleshed out and much better when you give me a better story behind it. So
yeah.
Anyway,
that's what I want. I want a bad guy group doing cool shit. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What do you got collecting wise there?
Nothing.
No new stuff.
No, nothing new is coming out. Nothing new is just slow times, I guess. And
porcelain Han Solo, but
I don't know.
Looks like shit. Looks like shit.
Street.
Looks like something you'd see on your grandmother's counter.
Yeah. So maybe that's a great present for Granny.
That's an expensive fucking present for. Go get her a goddamn porcelain Precious Moments thing from the thrift store. It's like $1. You don't need no $1,000 porcelain Han Solo.
Why not? Grandma might like it. I can't even find it. Like, it's not even coming up. Is it porcelain? You said porcelain?
It's on Sideshow.
Is it? I didn't see it. What's it called?
Sideshow, a porcelain Han Solo.
Does it have like a little bowl where you can put your butterscotch candy?
Oh, nice one. Zing. It's got little holders in the back of it for your fucking knitting needles.
Ordered your Rancor.
Did you order the Rancor? No. I'm not getting that thing, man. That's too much. It's too much. I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to get rid of shit, bro. I'm like, Ed's supposed to buy all my helmets from me so he can have all those at some point. I don't know. Sideshow's not working right now. Seems a little scratchy. So,
okay. Let's get in the Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, let's get in the Skeleton Crew. I know Lo wants to be done with it.
I don't. I was just,
All right. Well,
Skeleton Crew.
Do we just want to stare at each other while we're talking Star Wars? While we're just dreaming of Star Wars? Of the Skywalker timeline?
Always.
Go ahead.
So when the story is now complete. Now we can rate it, having seen all of it, put it all together. So around the horn, Steve, what did you think now, having seen the show in its entirety?
I still give the entire series as a total a hero. The whole first season, I think, is a great show. I actually like the finale for me is a high sidekick. I think they dropped the ball a little bit with the finale, but that's mostly for me is like at the very end. I just have some questions, but we'll get into it. But I still really liked it. I think this episode is full of individual great moments. Some really nice acting, some very cool. I wish I got some more show me, not tell me. But some very cool moments in the finale that I really liked. But it was a little lackluster. Maybe I built up, like you said, too much in my head. But I would rate the whole series a hero and the finale a high sidekick.
All right. Hello?
I give it a hero. I liked the finale. I don't know what everybody was expecting. I did not expect Jedi's to start flying out of the air. I figured it would be.
Well, let's get into it in spoilers. I didn't expect that either.
I figured the ending actually pretty close to what I thought. You know,
I needed like an epilogue. You know, I needed like an epilogue.
Well, yeah, I actually watched through the credits, and actually the credits were cool. Seeing all of this little storyboards because it was part of Wynn's his little flip book that he has, a digital flip book, hoping that we got some kind of teaser kind of ending thing, but we didn't, and I'm okay with that because the ending reminded me of every 80s movie with kids that we've seen. Go back to all of those movies we grew up watching, and there is no epilogue. It just ends, and you get your completed story, and there is nothing else to tease anything further. If they want to continue with the sequel, they will. Ralph Macchio, gets the trophy and gets stood up. There's no end credit scene. We get the end credit in Karate Kid 2, right? Like
Goonies, they're just hanging out at the beach.
Yeah, I mean, Goonies. You're watching the ship go off and done. You don't know if everything is saved. What happened? You get the parents and everybody's. Oh, I got the money, but that's it.
In E.T., literally, humanity finds out we're not alone in the universe. Credits. Don't know what the fuck we did with that.
True.
Done. Yeah. Smiling credits.
Yeah. So I give it a hero. I thought it was
true.
Great.
You're right. That's good.
I mean, it reminded me of everything we grew up watching.
That's a good point. I wasn't thinking about it like that. You might sway my rating, but I'm still a hero for the series.
All right.
Yeah, no, this is a hero. I enjoyed it from front to back. It was exactly what I thought, even through the finale, to the same points that a little just mentioned. They built that tone, that 80s Goonies vibe, and it followed that format all the way through. The highlight, though, those kids acted their ass off, especially when we compare it to the Acolyte that we just came off of. I mean, I don't want to shit on that girl, but when you match her up with these four, it was believable. It was good all the way through. It was light in the Star Wars universe. It had the kind of happy ending that you would have expected from a kid's thing. So we would have expected nothing less than you're looking for that, Fernando.
Yeah.
No, Wim sucked in this episode. I agree, but I don't need him to.
But he stayed in character. I mean, he didn't go out of character. That's who Wim has been from.
He's just so loud. 1. God, he's so loud. I would constantly be telling him to shut up. Shut up.
So yeah, I mean, it's good. It answered most of the questions that we had. I know some people may not be happy with those answers, but it still left a couple of question marks. There's still an opportunity to tie this into the greater universe, and we will see what happens. That's the thing, is that you could take this and be done with it, and it's perfectly fine as is. But there's enough threads to where you can still weave it into the overall universe and pull from it and add it to it. If you do, great. And if you don't, no harm, no foul. You're not going to... It's not like when we got to the end of the Acolyte and you got to see what we assume is Darth Plagueis, which is a huge thing sitting out there. I mean, there's no real hangups at the end of this, which I think works. It works for the story.
We can end it here, or we can get a season 2, and that's what I liked about it a lot. So it gave me closure.
Okay. So something that we didn't talk about, Ed, and you had in the news, that the numbers on Skeleton Crew are lower than Acolyte, actually, the viewing numbers. To which was something that I'm like, is that going to get a season 2? If the numbers is lower than Acolyte, so I don't know, but overall, I did like the show. So I enjoyed the show from beginning to end. The end episode, the last episode, didn't stick the landing like I wanted it to, but I had higher expectations. So going in, I didn't think I was going to see Luke Skywalker, but there could have been something in that end to make me feel like, oh, okay, well that ties in. to what this is. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like it tied into anything in the universe to where it can generate something else. But overall, it was a hero. I enjoyed the whole show. It had me watching it every week. I wasn't like poo-pooing anything. I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the practicals. I enjoyed a lot of that stuff. I really did. Like, it was a really good show. It was better than Acolyte, I can tell you that. But I don't know if the numbers are there to bring it for another season 2. I don't know.
Well, it was a lot cheaper, so the expectations for the numbers don't have to be the same.
True, but we've
seen shows come back that didn't do number well, but because they weren't expensive, come back.
But not Star Wars shows though, because Book of Boba Fett didn't come back. Neither did
Book of Boba Fett was expensive too.
Yeah, but Acolyte, Acolyte was expensive too. But I mean, I don't know. It's just like I hope it does come back for season 2. It's not like I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see a season 2. But if the numbers are low, I don't know how that goes. I don't know how they do it over there. Like,
but the rating is still high. The viewers are low, but the rating is still high. So,
and that's the question. Like, what is the formula? Because there's not going to be any one part of it. You can look at the budget, how much it costs to make it. What's the viewership? What's it get rated? Because I mean, again, we're 24 hours after the final episode. I honestly don't know what the average viewer, how they consume some of this now. Is there a group of people who are waiting for the whole thing to come out and go, all right, now that it's out, now that I see that it's got rave reviews, now I'm going to go watch it.
Lino hasn't watched an episode yet because he's waiting for it all to come out because he wants to watch it all at once. So viewers are down, numbers are down, but what are the numbers now? Check next week after it's been out and everyone's fucking binging it.
I don't know. I just, I know these companies go over ratings. So if the viewership's not there, then maybe.
Well, and I don't think it was, now that it's all out, maybe they should drop some new trailers, market it a little bit better, market it like an 80s kids movie, market it like a 90s kids movie, whatever. Put some better scenes out there in the trailers. There's ways I don't think it certainly wasn't marketed to me the way that the show came out. I didn't expect it to be this full of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Even the finale, reminded me of Sean. Invaders from Mars. Duh. Like it was straight up the fucking cover. when the pirates came, like I'm telling you, they were just scratching all those itches, and they didn't market it like that.
Yeah.
If they want to make all their money back, all they need to do is drop that plush Neil, and it will sell and pay for the whole production.
I want a plush Neil.
We all want a plush Neil.
Shit.
See, the difference with some of these ones that were canceled is, again, not just ratings, but also like audience perception and audience scores. So if you look at like Rotten Tomatoes for a lot of these things, splats all over the place for some of the ones that aren't coming back. But if you look at Skeleton Crew, 81% from the fans, 91% from the critics.
That's
right?
Good.
And also you're looking at half or a third of the cost of some of these other shows. Mm-hmm. So even if it doesn't do the minutes ratings, because that's how they base everything on, is how many minutes watched. But the difference too, as well, is looking at minutes watched when you have 30 and 40-minute episodes versus some things that have an hour for the episodes, you're already going to be down on minutes watched. So you're not comparing apples to apples. Okay. So what I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at it from a financial perspective,
right?
It cost half the price or more, right, to make it. And it's gotten good reviews overall. It's gotten good buzz on the internet. I've seen a lot of people talking about it in a positive nature.
Yeah.
And again, the financial commitment is low for them, and it's extra content on their streaming platform that can stay there for a long haul, and it appeals to a mass audience. So it's not all about instant gratification, especially in streaming. It's about how it does and how it lasts. This, to me, has no issues with it. I think I don't think there's any faith lost by people. Again, I don't think I think Zombie Hunter just said, people have lost faith in Disney Plus. I don't think that's true. Because the numbers for Disney Plus are up.
I think that it's true for a certain percentage of people that don't like the current content coming out. You know, I think
Sure.
that, yeah. But I don't think that
People-
that's a majority.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The majority have not lost faith. People have lost faith in Netflix. People have lost faith in every different
majority
streaming
are
service.
fucking lazy and don't feel like going through the effort it takes to cancel the goddamn subscription. It's a pain in the ass. You gotta remember the fucking password. You gotta try, and then it doesn't want to cancel. You end up with 2 goddamn subscriptions somehow. Now you're paying more money. You just fucking ain't broke. Don't fucking touch it. All right, it comes out automatically. Just leave it alone.
As we know and say all the
most
time,
of people.
The 1% at the lower end screams the loudest. So it may seem like people are.
You are correct.
So the 99% out there that are either watching it silently or not watching at all, they have nothing to say.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching it because there ain't shit else to watch. It's new. Let's watch it. You know?
It's Star Wars. Look, I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we're in that group that they mentioned.
Yeah, since he like he said it best. He was like, if you're a real Star Wars fan, you're gonna watch it anyway.
As a matter of fact, sometimes I prefer to not like it because that leads to more funny conversations here on this show about the shitty thing I watched. I got jokes, but when I love it, I'm just like, oh, that was great. That was great. I get to talk about how cool this was. Like that kind of gets boring a little after a little while. You're just talking about how cool everything is. But when something sucks, you can really fucking let it have it. You know?
Really lay into it.
Yeah, you just let it out.
All right.
You want
I got some shit to work out on this episode. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil this shit real quick. So you know, if you've been here before, you know how the spoiler works.
Best moment of the episode? I got one.
Best moment for me of this episode, oh shit, was when I seen a fucking B-wing shoot. I was like, oh shit, they can shoot. I was like, I know they could, but I never seen one shoot like that unless it was an animated. I was like, oh shit, that was
in the animated.
Best scene for me was Neil with the defense. Neil on the gunner. Oh, so
I thought you were gonna say Neil in his bathtub.
Again.
A little. Stop.
That was such a weird moment.
It was a weird moment, right?
He's always in the bathtub.
It was
like,
so
why is Neil just hanging out?
He's such a little kid. Like that's what he does. Little kids is like, I'm home. I'm gonna take a bath. I've been out in the galaxy. I'm dirty. I need to go wash up. Neil, he's worried about his cleanliness.
Oh man. I don't know. That was my scene. Steve, you said what was your scene again? You said when Neil
on the gunner when he hit the pirate ship on defense and allowed the ship to get out. It was nice.
Yeah, it was tough.
Urkel died.
I don't know if I can pinpoint one. I know I was very excited. I mean, again, he's a droid, but when we got SM-33 back, I was very excited by that. I really liked that droid.
Yeah, droid's cool. SM-33 is in the pantheon. He's up there.
Yes. Yeah. I think he's up there with.
He made a big impact with a small amount of time, you know.
Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, you guys talked about them all the big key ones. You know, I did like that the droid overlord knew he was a bad guy. It's like, oh, so you're a Jedi. Jedi are traitors to the Republic. So are you a traitor or are you? I was like, yeah, pretty smart.
Yeah. That droid was a smart ass. That droid had jokes. That droid had spunk and attitude.
I mean,
and he knew that John was full of shit the whole time.
Oh yeah,
so good. But as soon as that happened, though, I was like, "Wizard
Hal? Is that Hal? Like from?
Yeah,
it was a mix of all of it.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz in a sense, right? It's just the droid, and the parents knew that the whole place was run by droids. You know, like they know they were working for a droid. They know like, this was literally talking about like a communist regime. You know, like
this was kind of lame though. Like the last episode ends with him busting the lightsaber out, and it opens with him like putting it away. I'm like,
yeah, I was like,
well, that's because they set us up. They made it. They wanted to make it seem like in the other episode how he waved it around like he was threatening.
What?
He used it as a way to say that he is the Jedi emissary. It was more of a prop.
But like at the end of the last one, he shot it out, and you saw like Neil like shake, like ooh, and then it went to credits, and I'm like, and it's like dun dun, like
yeah,
this is a shitty little trick, shitty little fuck you.
That's what they all do. Every show does that.
I still haven't forgiven Disney for that bullshit Avengers fucking Infinity War trailer with Hulk running around. Fuck that.
And then there was not the Hulk. It was Hulk.
Fernando said this is Terminator 2 and Family Matters.
It's true. I mean, Urkel, did I do that?
Oh man, that's a whole another thing. Yo, the dad. I'm sorry, the dad annoyed me in this one. Like this episode, like I've been okay with the dad. I've been trying to root for the dad, but in this episode, I was kind of like,
he was too goofy.
He
can't run for shit.
Yeah, he can't run for nothing. Like, it just everything he did was just like, I wouldn't do anything that he's doing. Like, I would do something else. Like, I'd be like, oh shit, y'all right, let's go. Like, I'd have been on that motherfucker, like, let's go save the kids. He was just like, no, don't go. I'm like, dude.
But it's Wim's dad. They are very much alike.
You know, whiny ass family. Like, man.
Yeah. Apple does not fall far.
His name is Win. It's so close to wine. It's so close.
Yeah. Just whiny though.
That's all mean to this family.
No, Wim's a little bitch. It's official. Wim's a little bitch. And he talks like a little bitch.
Like, he pulled out that lightsaber at the end and was ready to go down.
And I'd have slapped that shit out of his hand up. Fuck that little kid. Shut up. Your little lightsaber.
You know who I want to see more from?
Sit the fuck down.
Neil's dad looks like he could kick ass.
I know, angry. Right?
Yeah, he looks angry, and then
he's got the tusks. I'm like, let him do something. I want to
tear some shit up,
stab somebody. I want to see Neil's dad gore somebody to death over his son.
Yeah, like he could have been like a big brute dude, like, you know what I mean, like a big like beating people up and shit. Like that would have been cool. I think I wanted to see more from the family and them fighting, but then like they were, but they weren't. I guess like I thought the mother was going to do something fucking
about
cool.
The kids.
But the parents.
Did you want at the end of the Goonies for the parents to come and save the day? No, you wanted the kids to do the shit.
And these parents grew up under that shield.
I want to watch the parents do shit.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm a parent. Listen, I'm a parent. I'm a parent. I want to get some work in. Like, yo.
Half of the show, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know what I'd be doing? You know, it's like,
me too, Steve. I'm like, you know, I would have did. I'd have grabbed that lightsaber.
There's a whole separate show going on about what the fuck the parents were doing when their kids were out of town for a few months. You know.
These parents don't know what to do. They've been living under that shield for too long.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Clue. They have no clue. They're all
their
pushovers.
Kids experience so much. In this, however, weeks plus time that they were away. That the parents have never gotten it. The parents have been ruled under this communist regime for their entire lives, raised this way, just to make money for nobody, for it to be stored and stashed away, and everyone lives the same. Everyone is the same stature. You are separated by education, by how you score, and what job you can do for the betterment of the community.
You know who the real fucking hero of this show was? K fucking B. K fucking B. KB was the hero at the end of the day.
KB and Neil, they're the ones that came and got everybody together.
Yeah. KB and Neil.
You like that home cooked meal?
Yes.
Home cooked microwave meals.
I want one of those. That would be sweet. Like it doesn't look appetizing, but I want it. I want to try it.
He's saying he's cereal in this episode.
I would. This is the other thing. Like, they got that joy with that big ass camera head just watching them eat. Like, at a certain point, I would be like, all right, enough. get out of here. I'm just eating.
He can't. He's by the
emissary there. And they're that's true. They're
being watched.
They're being
those droids probably
quarantine time right now.
Yeah, them droids probably strong as shit. You know, they got phasers and shit. So
those droids can only stun.
Yep.
Yeah, well, still. I mean, who the hell wants to keep getting stunned?
I don't want to get stunned. It didn't look fun.
Gotta get up. You gotta get up and start running again and get stunned again. Like, damn.
Jude Law just looks like a drunk bad guy. Like at no point
Well,
does he look like
he is. I mean, which is a good thing, right? Like he didn't become, a happy part of the crew and help save them and blah blah blah. I'm
he was
fine.
the bad guy.
He was the bad guy.
But was
Always
he?
was.
Was he though?
Yeah.
Well, you heard his backstory.
He was a pirate.
He was raised by a Jedi who he saw murdered by Inquisitors or somebody, or hunted down by somebody. My guess was Inquisitors.
Again, backstory. Let me get a flashback scene of that. Like I would have
liked to have seen that. That's one of those things where I was like, I would rather be shown than told. But I get why they didn't. But I would have liked to have seen it. I
like the mystery now of wondering who was the Jedi, who killed him.
Like
I don't need all of it revealed. At least not yet.
You're gonna get it in a comic book. That's what you're gonna get it in. You're gonna get it in a comic book. That's right. That's how you're gonna sell it.
Man, I don't want to see them. They're gonna draw Jude.
Because we don't know if he survived or not. We don't know if
Skeleton Crew issue 1.
He survived. He
had a smirk on his face at the end of the show. He didn't.
I thought he was gonna.
He's rich.
I thought that shit was gonna come down on him, right to the, what I mean, like how they usually do it, like it's coming at you, like boom, like no, I ain't getting none of that. Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry.
No, so I think most speculated that this was one of the possibilities, that the supervisor was a droid, but I didn't think it would just be a giant droid head.
Right.
That was weird because I didn't catch that either till like that. I'm like, oh shit, it is a giant droid head.
The thing is, it's the tech in here. None of it really surprises me. It all looks like Star Wars-ish, but it just looks off a little bit. But that's because it's so old. It's from the Old Republic shit. So I don't know. It makes it. It's fine with me. The design I thought worked pretty well.
Yeah,
and like I said, I liked his attitude.
Oh, his attitude was great.
But even when he got destroyed, you remember when his everything came out R2D2, that was cool. At first I thought he was gonna turn to a giant spider or some shit, like a robot spider.
Well, you could see right here all the retractable arms. I was like, ooh, that motherfucker's gonna be able to start walking.
I thought he was too. I thought it was gonna be a whole big thing. It wasn't. It was just I was like, damn.
Well, I mean, he gets handled pretty good. There's not much, but I mean, one of those retractable arms should be at least able to get close to the eyeball, right?
Right.
Cut it out. Get out of
here. Yeah. Stop.
Yeah, but you just stabbed
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
You say you got stabbed what?
Real fast, so probably didn't have reaction time.
So quick.
But it was the interaction was fantastic, and the fact that he knew. Well, obviously he knew Fern's mom. But the fact that he knew her, I mean, he's been watching and listening through those droids the entire time.
Yeah.
He knows.
He is those droids. It's all one person, one entity is all those droids. Everyone watching, it's all going back to them.
This is Germany and the entire thing that the shields that they bring down is the damn Berlin Wall. I mean, this is literally what this is.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that there's an episode of Star Trek that's just like this, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
There is with the robot. There's many episodes of lots of things.
But what we've all. But let's not just. We can't just start talking shit about Skeleton Crew for aping something now. And then finale. That's the whole show has been take, wrap it in a Star Wars bow.
Great.
It's an homage to everything. Yep.
Although it was crazy that you stab the supervisor droid in the eye, and every single thing in the entire planet goes offline.
It was running.
Well, this is just like when Anakin got the ship and all the damn Roger droids fell apart. This is just like Avengers when
they have really bad
blew up the ship and all the Chitauri fell apart. Like this is everything.
Yeah.
It's a bad setup, is what it is. There's one point of failure. But Star Wars is famous for that. You hit that one spot, whole Death Star goes away. You take out this one droid, whole planet goes dark. They have one point of failure.
Death Stars blew up exactly because of just single point failure. There you go.
It's like they build everything in the architecture of Star Wars is built on the concept of dominoes. Like if you just push one, it all falls down.
Domino effect.
Shoot, they on the Onyx Cinder, there was the one button that you don't touch that made the whole outside of it blow up. You've got the one button that brings up the handle that blows up the entire outer shielding.
Yeah. How do I get rid of all the shields that surround the planet hundreds of miles in every direction? Like, oh, just that lever. Just pull it down. They all go away.
It's one fucking lever.
What?
Huh? That's it.
Although
that's every sci-fi adventure
really
movie
is.
you can imagine.
You get all the way down to the end. And I'm surprised there wasn't a timer that stopped at 1, you know?
Exactly.
Fucking Obi-Wan turn down the shield, turn down the shield. This is the exact same thing. Obi-Wan turning the shield down.
Fern was
or
awesome
the MacGuffin sign.
Her acting, her looks, her scowls, her shit talking. Fern was on point this episode.
Yeah.
Very good.
She's not
look at that face, dude. I believe that she could probably kick Jude Law's ass.
Yeah.
She looks like that girl looks like she is fucking done. You know what I mean? She is fucking fed up with this shit.
Yeah. It did seem like she was like, I'm tired of this bullshit.
And then she's pissed with right reason that her mom's like just sells out and goes, "Oh, you know what? I'll let your ship in." And so he radios up. Let's go.
What a waste of Urkel.
What a
waste of Jaleel White.
It was a
didn't do anything this whole show.
Nothing.
How's it a waste of Jaleel White? What has Jaleel White done in the last 30 years?
Well, it's not nothing really. Nothing really.
He is thankful for being on screen and something people will watch.
Listen.
I mean, granted.
You asked a question and then you continue to talk without allowing me to answer. But what has Jaleel done? Why it doesn't matter. Like, give him one joke. Give him one thing, one line, one. He didn't do it. He was barely like he didn't do anything. He could have cast anybody in that. You could add a puppet and it would be the same. Like, what's the point?
I agree. Like, there's a
reason. Like, he is a name. He's a name.
But at the same
now
time,
go on the convention circuit.
Listen, I'm not mad at him because he did get to be in Star Wars. Look, at least maybe that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to probably be in Star Wars. It didn't matter like what it was. He probably just wanted to be.
I guess you're right about that. There's a lot of actors that hang out in stormtrooper outfits and never even.
Yeah, Daniel Craig was in a damn stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah,
that's true. You're right about that. Maybe he just wanted to be. And fuck. You know, if somebody were to be like, Steve, you want to do something Star Wars? You don't got to do shit. Like, yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, I would. Look, there's me in the background. Yeah.
That's what I always used to say. If you think of Empire Strikes Back, so you've got the whole scene where Han Solo and Princess Leia are kind of arguing in the tunnel on their way through, and she's like, "I would just assume kiss a Wookiee." There's in that one scene, there's one rebel nobody carrying something that just kind of cuts in between them and keeps walking. I want to be him.
Just the guy, just one guy.
Just the guy. So, yeah.
That guy got his ass chewed when he got off set, though. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "You motherfucker. You missed your mark. You're not supposed to walk in between them, you piece of shit. You're fired."
I mean, come on, the ice cream maker guy in Empire.
Oh, yeah.
He's holding the ice cream maker. Like, come on. He's iconic now. Like,
he has his own toy.
It's crazy.
Here comes the pirates, and Neil gets to see it from the bathtub.
Look at Neil, all bubbled up. Gross. I don't understand why they did this either. It doesn't make any. It's like weird.
Neil sees everything in the skylight from the bathtub.
Yeah,
that's when Wim came and looked in. Now he sees the ship from the skylight.
It's like,
that's right. I forgot Wim busted in on him while he was taking a bath again.
Staying up, like, what's up with this, man? Like, are they gonna have a
tour? Maybe because he's an elephant kind of character.
But you know what? But like a nice warm bubble bath with a cool ass skylight like that seems kind of nice.
Yes. Yeah,
this is kind of nice.
Kind of weird.
Bubble bath Neil, toy coming this fall.
And as soon as the pirates get here,
it looks like Chicago.
Oh shit!
So
sorry. Yeah, the pirates did not take long to make it look like
shit. I didn't think they was going to do that. I thought they was going for the money and then leaving.
America.
They started shooting the shit up like they were just going to stay there.
Yeah,
so I'm assuming.
That's one of the things I didn't understand. Why?
I didn't understand why the X-wings didn't like maybe try to not shoot the ship over the middle of the city.
Oh yeah, that's one of my notes.
Like maybe don't crash it on top of the buildings. I mean, I get it, although, right? How do they get it to move? I don't know. I mean, figure something out.
Then that commandeers a speeder bike while guys just sitting there. Like,
this was a cool scene, though. I liked the kids on the bikes. They all had balls. Now, remember in the beginning, Wynn like walked his bike through the woods. He didn't even want to drive.
Oh yeah.
But they jumped the gorge. This is ET, guys.
There's the gorge jump, and the dad was all excited. He did it.
They're all on bikes.
High-fiving.
The trees. I'm surprised they didn't like when they jumped the gorge. I half expected there to be the moon right there. And
I saw it too.
The silhouette. That would have been awesome.
I was expecting that too, dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Neil in the background, or something.
Or maybe not a moon, but maybe like one of those ships that was trying to chase them, like with the spotlight. The spotlight came and they flew in front of it. It looked like the moon.
That'd been cool too. Shit. Damn it, Steve.
They get all the way over there and like, we got to go back. I wanted a little bit more of them on the speed. I thought maybe they'd get in like a cool chase on the speeder with him in the sidecar, back to the thing. That would have been cool.
And here's where they got to go turn the power back on so the ship can take off. And the dad pulls out his, I am a level 7, whatever his job title is.
You're talking to a level 7 electrical engineer, son. And Wynn's like, yeah, this was might get a little sappy, but
that's why I said I'm like, yo, I just didn't like it. Like it just was like, I don't know what it was. They didn't have.
But again, it's right in line with the '80s stuff. This is how they all were.
I mean, and the villains always monologue. The villains never killed the parents. They never killed. They always threaten, right? Yeah. And even here, if John was a real pirate, real bad guy. This shit with Wynn's dad would have popped off, and he just would have started murdering everybody. Like, oh, what the fuck is this now? You're sneaking in? Nope. Bop, 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 bop. All right, back to business. But here, no, he does not do that. He's like, get out where I can see you.
Like, I think he's a reluctant bad guy.
Yeah, he was hesitant on shit. He hesitated with that.
Well, I mean, you said it. He was raised by a Jedi who saved him. And his view of the world, why his view of the world is it's darkness with few speckles of light. Yeah. And he saw something in these kids. He didn't want to kill them, but he wanted to take over everything and have them be workers for him. He was going to be he was going to be the supervisor. And the pirates were going to be out there peddling his, his gold, getting him richer and richer, getting him more stuff for his kingdom. That was the plan.
The dad could. I'm going back to the dad. He could have been more badass, dog. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
but he was a nerd this entire time. What kind of badassery did you want him to pull out? Cooler. They don't have guns. They don't have anything. Like,
listen, as a black dad, as a black dad, listen, he could have been cooler. I'm sorry. I had to say it, dog. I had to say it.
He's just a nerd. A nerd above all.
This is Star Wars. In space, they have aliens. It's not.
He ain't come off with that like I got this shit. Like I'm about to fuck this dude up. Or like, I'm not saying he should have did that, but he could just be a little bit more badass. He was just so
wasn't his character
corny. He was fucking corny. That's why. That's my problem. He was just so corny. I'm sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
Is that why? Because they had the black guy corny that you are upset with this.
Yes, it's exactly.
I'm not joking. I know. I knew this is why you're upset with this.
I was upset. It was just like, come on, bro, for real. I'm like, in the background, I'm like, come on, bro. Word. You was going.
Well, Sean, he's not a black man from 2025 Delaware. He's a black man from whatever year at Atten. So
I'm sorry.
Where he's been working as an engineer under a communist regime
in a life that doesn't really seem like he's had that much to worry about. Let's be honest.
I don't know. That's just me. I'm sorry.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of racism going on in Star Wars like that. You know what I mean? Like it seems like pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was pretty
like Wim's attempt at kind of pulling the wool over Jod's eyes with his story. Yeah, but he lost him.
He came out strong with that, but then then he messed it up,
Yeah, as soon as he said the Jedi army, he's like, no, kid. There is no Jedi army. Oops. This is when I got to see SM-33 is still going strong, just not attached to his head.
It was cool.
That was also cool.
Yeah, but here's Steve's real cool moment.
Yes.
Neil putting in the work.
Well, when they started flying on the bikes through the school, and then Neil got shot off, I was like, "Fuck you, show." I was like, "Don't you fucking don't you hurt that boy? Don't you do it?" Like I didn't even want him to get like a scrape. Like I was like, I felt bad that he even fell off his bike. And he was like, "Leave," and I was like, and they left him, and I was like, "Fuck all of you."
Yo, I was mad too, Steve. I was like,
the dad has a sidecar.
Right.
What the fuck? You're all stopped. Yeah. Just let the boy on.
Again, Steve. Yo, he's so like, yo, I'd have been like, Neil, yeah. Yo, for real, I'd have went back and got him. Like, let's go.
Yeah, but then if you went back and got him, he would have never shot this shit.
He would have had this moment. I get it. But listen, as a dad, I'm going back to get anybody's kid. I don't give a shit with nobody.
We would have had to cross that bridge when we came to it, but
yeah, exactly. I ain't doing no sucker.
Neil was putting the greater good ahead of himself.
Sure, of course. It was a good moment for Neil. I just said fuck everybody else. I'm not saying anything bad about Neil. Neil's a god. I'm talking about everybody else.
Yeah.
I pray to the Almighty Neil.
Don't be leaving Neil. Listen, Neil's like, listen, he that dude.
And Neil did not give a fuck. He got on that gunner and was like, "Fuck these pirates, pow." And he cheered. He did. He's like, "Yeah, fuck you." So good. You fucking pieces of shit. So good.
This goes back to that. This show has zero fat. They were on that episode. She's like, "Oh yeah, we protect ourselves because we got one of those guns." And Neil's like, "Oh, that means we have one of those guns, and we get it here." All ties together.
Fucking Steve, you made Neil out to the here. You're like, yo, the way you injured for Neil, you had me like, man, fuck that. Yeah, Neil.
Neil's the MVP.
Well,
this is cool, and I like that she's like, yeah, like they'll be there. Like, I have a hyperspace route to you. They'll be there like that. And I'm like, that's
2 flaps,
cool, man. That's fucking
yeah.
But then they get nailed.
I actually like when the ship went up and just kind of like stayed there, and they didn't really and then it went down, but then it's like they blasted it and it went down. Like I thought it was cool though. I kind of like the way they did that.
Yeah. Now, did anyone get slightly choked up at the thought?
No, because it didn't blow
KB?
up.
No, it didn't blow up.
There was no if there was an explosion, yes, but it went down and then like nothing happened, and then they screamed, and I was like, oh.
I didn't think anything was going to happen to her anyway, so it didn't really I wasn't
I was not in peril.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Look at Win.
She had a robot with her. Everybody survived that. Like I knew.
Fernando, look at Win's stupid face. See it? Look at that shit. Looks like he smells something bad, like somebody farted. He's got that somebody farted real bad face.
Although
you guys are killing this kid actor, man. This is terrible.
I didn't even say it. I ain't mad at him.
As these kids are upset, even Jod's character, you could tell was a little. He was like, "Look what you did." You could tell he was a little upset.
Yeah, he didn't. It did seem like that kind of. Yeah, you're right.
Sound like something a shitty villain would say though. Look what you did, you piece of shit. Yeah, it's all y'all's fault. Whoa. And then what? Lightsaber to the face.
Yep.
Wim's gonna hit the button. Don't you do it?
So and now this to your point, Sean, when it comes to the dad, doesn't normally the parent, when they're being threatened, just go, no, don't worry about me. Push that button.
Yes.
Dad, and this one's like, no, don't push that button. Come over to me. Like, I don't want to die.
Like, what kind of shit is that, bro? For real.
Because they were sheltered people, man. They don't
Stop it.
Like, I don't care about the greater good. I don't want to die.
Man, he a punk. Yo, he was a punk. I don't like it. He was written wrong. Like they wrote him wrong. I don't like it. I'm not happy with that.
My God.
And it was at this moment that we get the reveal of Jod's background. He was a street urchin who was found by a rogue Jedi, thought he had potential, saw that he had a little force ability, taught him a few things for a short period of time. Then the Inquisitors show up and go, oh, no. You got to watch. This one's going to die.
Right.
And it just ruined him. He's broken at that point.
Yeah,
Which, you know, while we didn't get to see it, and I'm fine with not seeing it, I'm also fine with this being his backstory because I really did not want him to be a Jedi. In the first few episodes, I was trying to think that it was some trick that he was pulling. So the fact
Sean,
that he's
where's
just
his little thing?
Oh man!
When,
but when he like stopped the thing with his hand for a second, and then she was like, "It's a trick." I half expected one of those little fuckers to pop up. I was like, "Oh no!" But it didn't.
Sean can't be right here.
I was like, "No."
I thought I had it.
There was a second there where I thought you did.
But I'm confused. Like, how did he become a Jedi though? Like, if he
he said that she trained him
not
a little
Jedi.
bit.
He's not.
Yeah,
he's
not a Jedi. He knows how to use a little bit of the Force. Like, and you see it when he's even using the lightsaber. He's not using it properly. He's not got.
No.
Yeah, he said the lady had time to. He said she had time to show me like the most basic of things.
Yeah.
What the fuck he had? What do you have? Midichlorians in him now? Like, so everybody's a fucking Jedi now? Like, I'm confused.
He's just a force sensitive who
he's force sensitive. We know there's people force sensitive. Sean, at the end of one of the movies, the kid grabbed the broom.
Down, I know. Calm down.
No, but your attitude on this is it's ridiculous.
Well, at a certain point, it does become like, oh, let me guess, force sensitive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
But he's the
only one. Force sensitive.
Force sensitive here? No.
And for the most part, especially as a pirate, he kept it hidden. He didn't want anybody to know.
I don't know.
So
that shit just kind
of. See, there's the moment they.
Rest in peace, STARGEEKZ.
Pull the handle and let's turn off our barrier. Yeah, there's Wim. He's got the lightsaber right this time.
He does look pretty cool there. I'm not, but I do. I bet you I could take him. That's all I'm saying. He doesn't scare me. But he's holding it right. He's at least holding it right.
I kind of wish Fern would have had that bitch picked up. I kind of wish like the way.
But the full circle nature of this show dictates that because Wim tried to pull it out earlier and failed, now he's got the chance to do it again.
And he was the one who believed in the Jedis.
And let's face it, if Fern had it, she'd have stabbed him.
Easy.
I don't know what she's doing there though. She just kind of looks like she's gonna punch him, or
kind of wish she had a blaster or something. Like, damn, like come on, man, like give her something. Give her a little bit of
hammer.
I don't know. She could have had a blaster, but then that's good kids with guns. They can't do that. They don't want to do that one. Yeah,
this was a cool scene. I like the visual effects of the barrier going down. Thought it looked very good.
Yeah, that was cool.
And as soon as that barrier goes down, here they come.
It's cool. They really hate pirates, though.
Were you hoping to see the guy from Mandalorian and one of the pilots?
I was hoping to see, like, it would have been dope if they had Oscar Isaac's, like Poe Dameron's character in there.
Oh, that would have been.
Carson, he's too young. I think he's too young.
Carson.
I know this is not.
Carson could have been in there.
That's true. Poe Dameron would have been really young in this.
So you could have.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I guess so, right?
Yeah.
And then
I guess Carson, what the hell's his name? What the guys from Mandalorian? He could have been cool in there.
Had Zeb.
Like somebody at least to connect. Like I'd have been okay with somebody to connect this shit. Just one.
Why? Then you're making it so much smaller.
But why?
Because we're nerds and we like connectivity.
Everybody's part of the rebellion.
Because it's
but this one person is going to show up in every movie as the one X-wing fighter.
Carson Teva, there it is. Yep.
Carson Teva, thank you.
That would have been cool. I like that. Yeah, he's like doing his cameos like Stan Lee. Oh, Stan
Yeah,
Lee shows
like
up in
yeah, you
every
would have had it.
movie. Oh.
It would have connected, but he's been in
Stanley's playing a
everything.
different character in every one, but yes.
But no, a little. But he's been in everything so far. So why not connect it?
He hasn't. He's only been in Mandalorian.
Wasn't he in Ahsoka?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, he's been in more than Mandalorian. I'm pretty sure.
He's been in. Well, he was Book of Boba Fett. He was in Book of Boba Fett. I'm pretty sure.
In Book of Boba Fett?
I'm pretty sure he was.
I can't remember.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was just the Mando series. He was going to get his own spinoff, but that didn't happen.
I don't know, look. I think just something connecting it would have been cool because I guess it would have been kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is part of that same area, and there's doing it. I don't know. I didn't need Mando. I didn't need any of that. I just needed something connecting the universe together. Man, why you gotta question me, man? Like, why gotta
because
why?
Because he wanted it. He thought it would be cool. We're not allowed to think things would be cool. Like,
no.
What the fuck? Well, fuck you. How about that?
Well, boy, if this is some Marvel shit, you'd be like, oh yeah, well, that all should have been connected. Get out of here.
This is a contained story.
If it was Marvel, he would have been happy with whatever it was. It wouldn't have mattered.
Right, I'm taking him off. Get on my damn nerves.
So here's your scene, Sean, where the B-Wing uses that weapon. Now, here's your deep cut to where we saw the B-Wing in Rebels when Hera takes it for its test drive as kind of like the first person to fly a B-Wing. In that episode, she uses this weapon. Now, there was always question as to why we didn't see it, like in Return of the Jedi. Apparently, that when they used that weapon early on, it overpowered the systems and knocked out the hyperdrive. So obviously they figured out how to fix it at this point in time afterwards.
Thank you.
There's your deep cut.
God damn.
And
that was a deep cut.
That was a deep cut.
Very cool visual as Ja just watches his frigate go down. But as I think Steve mentioned, he's got a little bit of a smirk. Like,
I think he thinks that he knows, like, he's the only bad guy that knows what's up now. They're all dead or going to get captured. He's alone. Yeah. He knows that there's all these thousands of vaults all over this planet. All he has to do is escape the city and he'll be all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He can get out now with no problems. No problems at all.
And he can he can escape. All he has to do is fill up some credits and he can bounce.
Yeah.
He's gotten out of stickier predicaments than Atten with its no security. All the droids are down. They have nothing to contain him right now except a bunch of nerds that can't fight.
There's 8 X-Wings and 2 B-Wings.
The rebellion from them. Then a cruiser came down too, didn't it?
Yeah. So here's the pirate frigate as it starts to drag along the city street and just destroy everything like Godzilla going through at Atten.
Just killing people.
These are the little things, like, and I don't know, maybe it happened and we just weren't shown. Did the X-Wings try to like radio them and say, hey, we're here, you should surrender? Or do they just go through the barrier that just dropped, see the only ship there and decide that must be the pirates, let's blow it up while it's over the city?
Yes, 100% yes.
But,
come on, you can agree with me on this. That miniature shot is awesome. Like, I could tell right away. And the shots of the miniatures, like, getting blown up, just reminds me of all those 90s movies with the miniatures, like Speed and shit,
Oh, yeah.
Really cool.
For sure.
Got your little Hot Wheel cars on there.
Yeah.
There's your Scrooge McDuck. That was your Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, she did fall out that joint though, like pretty hard. Like she found them coins. I'm like, I hurt. But I mean, she survived a crash. I mean,
yep.
Expect her not to die anyway.
I mean, the ship really didn't look all that.
It didn't look all that mangled. Like it wasn't like.
Yeah, it looked all right. Like it looked like it was all right. when they showed the picture of it, I was like, oh, she's good. She's cool.
Oh yeah, it's a badass ship. That thing's got to survive.
Oh yeah.
And then as the X-Wings are flying overhead, you get your kind of final shot of everyone's favorite character as he adoringly looks up at the X-Wings and realizes this whole adventure, the destruction, the ruin of his planet Doesn't matter because he got out of taking a test.
And we realize
which is
that,
every kid's dream, right?
Yeah, stop taking a test. Huh.
and he decides right then and there he's going to change his name to Poe, because that's what he's going to do. He's got no job. And he loves the X-wing so much he's going straight into a flight school.
Ain't that a
This is a backdoor origin for Poe Dameron.
Yes, 100% yes.
Wow.
And the crazy part is his mom fought in the rebellion. And she was a pilot, Poe Dameron's mother. I think his dad was too, though. They were both, I think, rebel pilots.
Poe definitely would have made fun of his dad if he was a math nerd. You know, he had that attitude about him.
Like this could have been I don't know, man. It could have been something else to kind of oh, that's cool.
Who's on that opening shot was the
Rebel
ship.
Corvette.
Yeah, who's
the
on
opening shot?
Okay, I'm sorry.
So the opening shot of the show was the ship. So the closing shot of the show is the same model ship.
It's cool.
So now At-Aten is being introduced to the world, and one of my epilogue questions that I had was the amount of currency that you're introducing to the economy of the galaxy or whatever
Ruins
is the market is going to take
inflation through the roof. We've just devalued everyone's credits.
Devalued every single one of those credits. Garbage.
Well, also, I mean, this could be one of the ways that the First Order was able to finance itself, right?
Which I expected if bad guys came in and took over, but they didn't. The New Republic has come in too.
Right, but we also know that the New Republic was corrupt, and the New Republic was there were people in the New Republic that were financing the First Order.
True.
So
we don't know where this sits in the galaxy. This may be way tucked away in a corner somewhere.
Motherfucker. We wondered if Dave Filoni was going to make those goddamn sequel trilogies make sense, and he's goddamn doing it. With everyone's like, how the fuck did First Order get their money? He's like, we'll do a whole show about how they got their money. We'll make it look like a kid show.
Yeah, and again, if given the timeline, Thrawn is on his way back right now. Who's not to say that he comes out of hyperspace right on the back door of At-Aten?
Yeah, true.
Or as soon as he comes back, he's got some inside connection. Somebody goes, hey, by the way, there's a planet that we just found that has 1,139 vaults full of credits, and he's where he's going.
Maybe he captures himself a pirate named Jod that likes to talk.
But why? Like a little tells me, but why? Why would you do that? Why would you? Why you got to question everything I got? I love a little damn.
So there's possibilities.
This is possibilities after.
I was like, ooh, this other idea sounds kind of spicy, though.
This was my whole point, that the story is very self-contained in and of itself, but there's enough little threads that if you wanted to, you could tie it into a greater universe, or you can just leave it as it is. It works either way.
Yeah. I don't know. I still need connections some kind of way. Now, the question is, do y'all want to see a season 2?
I guess it would kind of depend on what a season 2 would be. I don't think we can have another pirate adventure. So what version of this are we getting? Are we getting 5 years later? Because by the time they make a season 2, these kids are all going to have grown.
Well, they've already aged. They've already aged because of the filming of this. They're already older.
So if they wait another year or two, then they can really do a time jump and be like, what has happened to At-Aten since? And you could basically essentially set that at the start of the sequel trilogy, episode 7. You could set this after everything and kind of see what's going on. Leading up to it, right? So you could see the First Order actually kind of taking foot and the kids mounting some sort of failed rebellion on this planet, but then moving on. And you could get them joining up with Rey over there. And I know I'm making the universe small a little bit. There's ways you could continue these characters moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, time will tell if we get a season 2. Like, I mean, I think they're probably gonna have to do a season 2 just because it was the reception was good, so it's not like not wanted.
And it's so
right,
cool.
but
Like,
I mean,
even the
again,
name,
it needs a story, so I could see this being a one-off, and they might
the
use some of
name,
these characters or add Atten and just have it a different title, a different thing, right? It won't be Skeleton Crew.
Well, yeah, because Skeleton Crew meant more than like when we heard it first, we thought, oh, like a small group of ship workers, warehouse workers, whatever, working with the Skeleton Crew. But it has that pirate meaning, a double entendre. So I don't know.
Is this worth a second watch? Would you watch this as a long form movie? Because if you got the Patterson cut, the Patterson cut he cuts everything up into one full movie. Would y'all want to see that?
Yeah, I'd like to rewatch. I'd rewatch this without the breaks and intros and outros and all that shit. 100%.
Yeah.
If you take out all that, you're probably looking at like a almost 3-hour movie, or maybe a little over.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3.5 hours.
Patterson cut usually cuts it into like what, 2-hour movie? Ed, usually like 2 hours.
There's not a lot you
change.
There's not a lot of, but like Ed's been saying this whole show, there's not a lot of fat to trim on this one.
No.
Everything's pretty consequential.
There's no.
The only thing I guess maybe is that one other planet where you can trim down some of that.
Well, you could, but again, that's how how Neil knows to find the gun on the roof in this episode.
It's true.
It has consequence.
So. Yeah, you're right. Damn.
So,
but I mean, not get rid of that whole episode, but you probably trim down that episode.
So,
I rewatch it. I liked it.
No, I did enjoy it. Especially, it is exactly what they told us it would be. Yeah. It's Goonies meets Star Wars.
It wasn't trash at all. Like it was, they put the work into it, and I enjoyed that part of it. So at the end of the day,
those kids did act their ass off.
So now next week, we can't do it in this right now because I don't want to have to think about it, but we'll have to do a ranking of live action Star Wars shows since Disney's taken over. What's best to worst? Okay. Where does Skeleton Crew fit in? Because there's so many seasons, I think you have to break it down by seasons too, like because some seasons Mandalorian are better than others.
True.
Agreed. Yeah. All right. Well, stay tuned to next week where we have a ranking. I'm gonna rank the shit out of it. I don't know
because our rankings matter.
Not sure what we're talking about next week, but we'll figure it out. Stay tuned. And that's about it, man. Will can go to bed. Stop being grumpy and stop being so mad at me. Good Lord, man. He took it out on me tonight, man. He said, yeah, a bad day at work this week or something. Good Lord. Sean, fuck you. You don't know shit. You don't know shit you're talking about. Whoa.
I don't think I used those words at all. But
no, you did. But I felt
I said fuck you a lot tonight, but I don't think
I know. It's to me. Yeah, exactly. Directed to me. I was just, questioning.
Here they come.
That's it.
Don't get penisy.
All right, guys. Well, listen. We enjoyed tonight. We said everything we could. Ed, you did your absolute power like always. Join us here next week. Make sure you like, subscribe. And enjoy the show, man. If you don't like the show, let us know. If you like the show, let us know. And catch us every Saturday as well at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard
8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
8
p.m. And we'll be talking about Daredevil. We'll be talking about Daredevil trailer this week.
So good.
Daredevil.
Told you it was my most anticipated.
Yeah, we might need some screen.
Brutal.
Might need some screen grabs. And whatever else is out there in the news, we'll be talking about this week on the Geekz. So join us every Wednesday here and every Saturday. But that's it. This is Sean.
Salil.
This is Steve.
And this is Ed.
And may the force be with you.
Always.